Here's what we know right now. Manheim Township Police say 14-year-old Claire Miller, who lives here with her family at this home on Clayton Road in Manheim Township, called police a little after 1 a.m. and said she had killed her sister.
What is up, everyone? Alright, welcome back to another video on the Pointless YouTube channel. And listen, today's topic isn't gonna be the brightest, alright, but we're still gonna talk about it because it's very, very interesting. And you know, I've been seeing it resurface, and I decided, why not let's cover it here on the channel for a little bit of a break from Vegan Teacher. And well, trust me, it's gonna get insane, so make sure to stick to the end of the video. You're not gonna want to miss this at all. And yeah, let's get right into it. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. We're getting super close. We're almost at 70,000 subscribers. You know, you contributing to this cause of me hitting 100k will be very, very much appreciated. So, yeah, without further ado, buckle up. This is gonna get honestly crazy. And, yeah, let's get right into the video.
Here's what we know right now. Manheim Township Police say 14-year-old Claire Miller, who lives here with her family at this home on Clayton Road in Manheim Township, called police a little after 1 a.m. and said she had her sister.
Yes, I know you're making the same face I made when I heard it too. It's real, it's true, it actually happened. So I'm gonna give a little more, you know, context to this entire situation and tell you a little bit about the people involved. Now, the person who committed this crime goes by the name of Claire Miller, and well, she's a 14-year-old girl who has a TikTok, which you may be wondering why I mentioned that. The TikTok part is gonna be very, very crucial further on in this video, but just keep that in mind, alright? Now, according to a lot of people that were around Claire Miller, she supposedly wasn't always showing signs of wanting to do anything to anyone or herself. She apparently was normal as any other teenager or just kid in general would be, until she eventually started displaying signs of, you know, homicidal thoughts and suicidal thoughts. Well, at least that's what was told to the authorities when they wanted to get more information about Claire Miller. Now, just so you guys understand how severe this entire situation was, I'm gonna tell you something about her sister, which makes this 10 times worse. Now, Claire's sister went by the name of Helen Miller, and Helen had a disease called cerebral palsy, which pretty much made it impossible for her to move normally. You know, she had to be in a wheelchair. It pretty much like completely messed with her muscles. So of course, with something this severe, she needed assistance from her parents, and well, she pretty much could not defend herself in the case of her, you know, getting in any sort of trouble or any sort of, you know, danger. So keep all of that in mind as we get further on into this video, alright, because I'm nowhere near into the story. Just make sure to stick to the end. It's gonna get wild.
Officers responded to the home where Claire pointed them to a bedroom. That's where investigators say they found Claire's older sister, 19-year-old Helen Miller, with a stab wound to her neck. Police and EMS tried life-saving measures on the sister, but they were unsuccessful.
Now, before we get into, of course, all of what was just said in the news clip right there, we're gonna talk about the build-up to that entire situation. Now, as I stated earlier, Claire's friend said that she had signs of homicidal and suicidal thoughts from a while ago when I believe she had talked to Claire or something like that. She also was apparently made aware the night that the entire tragedy ended up happening with Claire and her sister. Now, keep this in mind. Beforehand, Claire and her sister had absolutely no problems. There was no beef, bad blood, or anything like that from everyone's knowledge. So this next part is gonna come as a massive surprise to you all. Now, at 1:08 a.m. on an early Monday morning, Claire ended up calling the police and saying there was an emergency at her family home. And 5 minutes later, the police ended up showing up, and what happened was Claire was supposedly saying that she had, you know, ended up doing something to her sister, which I can't quite specify in this video without YouTube, you know, getting mad at me. But basically, off of that news clip, she, long story short, ended up saying, I have harmed my sister, and you know exactly what word I'm trying to use here. So the police ended up hearing this, of course, going into the house, entering the room in which Claire said her sister would be in, and her sister was found with a blank wound to her neck. And at that point, the police and paramedics attempted CPR, of course, to no positive effects because Claire's sister was already sadly deceased. And of course, after this, Claire was put into custody, you know, arrested, taken to the station, and you know, the rest is really history from there. Now, you may be wondering why I mentioned her TikTok earlier, and well, this is when it comes into play, because Claire Miller had a TikTok in which she posted the very basic haha dancing TikTok stuff. Now, before you know, TikTok ended up banning her account. People ended up finding it and saying that there were red flags from the beginning of this entire situation that should have been taken care of and, you know, looked at deeper, because they were apparently very, very much so strong hints of the overall tendencies that she had or thoughts that she had overall about about, doing something harmful to herself or the people around her. But yeah, let's watch a little more from this news article before I continue to go.
Investigators took Claire Miller into custody. She is being charged as an adult with homicide. Her arraignment is soon at a local district justice office. Investigators are still looking into what could be the motive in this murder.
Now, as you can hear from right there, as the news article, or the news clip, I should say, ended up saying, there is literally no motive right now. It was literally random. It was literally just, yeah, you're gone, I don't like you, boom. Now, although there is no confirmed motive, a lot of people have made their own theories, and I'll give you some of them because they're pretty insane. Now, the first one is that Claire ended up doing this to her sister because her sister was a lot of stress on her parents, and she realistically, did not want this to continue, and she wanted to just get it out of the way, and in some eerie way, I guess, try to eliminate her sister out of the picture, thinking that that would make her parents happy and reward her in some sort of weird way. Now, the evidence to support this theory people were using is the fact that having cerebral palsy costs a lot of money. It's a lot of medical bills, a lot of medical bills, and it costs a lot of money to basically take care of someone with that illness, and while that would of course naturally be a stress on anyone, because that's a lot to take care of. So Claire ended up noticing this and, eventually decided to do what she did. And that's pretty much one of the main theories throughout that entire situation, but there is more. Now, another theory a lot of people had was that Claire was jealous of her sister because she got way more attention than Claire ended up getting because, of course, her sister had cerebral palsy and she needed a lot of time and attention. Now, the reason people had this theory was because Claire ended up posting on her TikTok, a lot of stuff with her dad, which, any normal person would think that goes to show that, she loves her dad a lot and she likes him. So being that her dad had to dedicate so much time into her sister, that could have been a factor that would have made her jealous, and at the end of the day, deciding to do what she did and to just take it that far.
But we also note that the 19-year-old older sister, Helen, was wheelchair bound. They don't know if that played a factor in this case. And we know that Claire, the 14-year-old, was a freshman at Lancaster Country Day School, a private school just down the street here. We saw representatives from the school, which is virtual today, come and knock on the door, check on the family here, but were met just by police. They are offering.
As you can hear from that right there, the authorities don't even have that many answers as to why exactly this happened, how exactly this entire thing played out. It's literally just speculation until Claire decides to speak, or they can properly, place the evidence together to maybe align a timeline or something like that. But currently, it's literally all speculation. We will not know exactly why this happened. It's just such a terrible thing, and it's sad that TikTok has even, been able to display people like this. TikTok has already had so many sickos on it and just use its app and display their insanity. It's sad, dude. It really is.
Their condolences to the family. There are counselors available at the school today, even though they are virtual, as the investigation into exactly what happened at this home continues. That's the latest here in Manheim Township, Lancaster County. I'm Meredith Jorgensen, WGAL News 8.
That's pretty much the entire summary of the situation. Claire is still currently in custody. She's in jail, at least while she's waiting for her trial to start, because she's being tried as an adult, which means if convicted, she can face life in prison, or, the game end penalty, which is, you know what I mean, the one where she doesn't have a life anymore. I can't handle these insane TikTokers by myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and get Tag Swag on here and talk about another insane guy who ended up doing something that is, just as bad as this. So, yeah, without further ado, go ahead and talk about it. And yeah, this is gonna be wild, trust me.
So welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and for today's video we have this story that took place a few months ago, I think, and it involved this TikToker and his neighbors. And this entire shitstorm with this TikToker and his neighbors, for whatever reason he really wanted to beef with his neighbors, I don't know why, but then all this beef that this kid had going on with his neighbors, it led to some very unfortunate events. It led to his neighbor unfortunately passing away. So this beef basically just went from like him just pranking his neighbors and all this other stuff to somebody unfortunately passing away. This is probably the worst story that I've taken a look at, to be honest. Like, I never knew that one day a TikToker would kill his neighbor for clout. I'm at least pretty sure that's what happened. I'm not sure if the information is still considered alleged, I have no clue, but I guess just for legal reasons, I should just say, oh, this is all alleged information. But yeah, now that we got that all out of the way, here we go. So the story starts when this kid moves into his new neighborhood in New Jersey, and this kid goes by the name of Zach. And Zach, like, you could already tell just by looking at him, like, you already know that this kid is just trouble. You don't even have to have a conversation with this kid to figure out that he's a dick. Like, you just know right off the bat. It's one of those people. And it turns out he was more than a dick. We'll just say that. So I'm pretty sure Zach was somewhere from 16 to 18 when this entire altercation took place. And it all started when Zach just wanted to have beef with his neighbors. Zach really wanted smoke with his neighbors for some reason. He was just one of those people that just loved causing problems. And then some of these beefs that Zach had with his neighbor, it turned into TikTok videos. And there were a number of things that he would do to his neighbors, such as like revving his car engine really loud or something, driving like a fucking idiot. And I think he would just generally harass his neighbors, like it was just a normal thing to do on occasion. So I think this is when Zach decided to start his TikTok page. And Zach, for whatever reason, he just wanted that clout. He just really wanted a drop of TikTok clout. And how did Zach want to get this TikTok clout? How did he want to do it? Well, he decided he was going to harass his neighbors for TikTok. Well, it all started there, but it eventually just went completely downhill from here. So Zachary one day decided to completely suck ass at driving. Yeah, like he was speeding down streets and shit. Like he was just a horrible driver. And his neighbors obviously had a problem with that because he's putting people's lives in danger. Of course they would have a problem with that. So then I guess Zach confronted his neighbor and just kept calling her a Karen and all this.
Great. Go ahead.
You okay, Karen? Go ahead, get my tag.
Go.
Get my tag, Karen.
My name is not Karen, so get my name straight.
Get my tag, it's okay.
A45MFA. Sir, there's an officer.
Wow, guys, what a Karen. She's complaining how this kid sucks at drive and it's just speeding down neighborhoods. And now, when he first started his TikTok account, he was making shit like this. Owning a Corvette at 17. What's the speed limit? Daddy's money. Wanna race. Revs at red light. Gets hated on for having a nice car. Ew, a Mustang. Suck up. Suck up. What? Stuck up. Jesus Christ, I can't read. Everyone thinks you got money, but you spend it on gas. Cuts everyone off. But yeah, you can just tell by reading that at first, Zachary, he was just your typical TikToker, right? He would make stupid shit like this that you see everywhere on your For You page. You know, the kind of shit that gets into your way from actually seeing videos on TikTok that you find entertaining. So now moving on with this story. This video that Zach posted ended up blowing up. It was his first viral video. And everyone told Zach to keep posting videos like this, keep harassing his neighbors, stuff like that. But that's the mindset of people who are like clout hungry, I guess you could say. Like they just do crazier and crazier things every time. It's obviously not TikTok's fault why this guy's neighbor ended up passing away. It's just the mindset that certain TikTokers have that, oh, if I get crazier and crazier, they'll keep watching me and I'll get new viewers too. In some cases like this, the crazy that they go to is just way overboard and it just goes too far. And then this story continues with Zach encountering the neighbor's son. And now his son knew about the video that Zach posted that went viral. And of course he was gonna have a problem with that, so he told him to get out of his car so he could fight him. And Zach said he was armed with a knife. And he posted this video that he recorded right here. I don't have the footage, but he posted it with this caption right here. Karen's son found out the video went viral and tried taking me out of the car. Blow this up for part 3. And of course, this series that Zach had going on his TikTok, it was hyped up even more. They're like, oh my god, there's gonna be a part 3. The neighbor's son wanted to fight him. Like at this point, it was already getting out of control and it did not need to spiral any further out of control, but you saw the title. Yeah, but of course Zach continued to mess with his neighbor and kept calling her Karen, saying like, oh, hey Karen, the video blew up, and like he also blew her a kiss or something when he was like speeding by her house. Wow, I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on. Eventually at some point there was a breaking point where the family had to get the police involved. For whatever reason, the officers did nothing about it. Like this neighbor was clearly in desperate need. Like he was living next to a complete dickhead and he basically needed all the help he could get. I'm guessing they didn't want to do anything about it because of quarantine. I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly, but here's a video that Zach took of that incident.
we would arrest you.
But you won't do anything even though you saw video proof, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
For your video, that is correct.
Thank you. Say what's up, TikTok.
So yeah, this police officer saw video evidence, but he just didn't want to do anything about it. For whatever reason, I don't know why. But then the situation got worse. I think a year or so later, I'm pretty sure, Zach ended up swerving his car in front of one of the neighbor's sons. And at that point, the neighbor was just done with Zach. He didn't want to deal with them anymore. So I'm pretty sure the entire family went to Zach's house to confront him. And then Zach's wife, I guess. I mean, he's already married at 18. I don't know. It says it in an article here. Sarah Latham told the Durham sons. The filing says that they had better back up because they were not gonna like what's coming out of the house. William Durham soon arrived in his truck. And it also says here that they were told to leave the property. And then when Zach came out of the house, this is all what unfolded. William Durham then grabbed at Latham, who slashed him in the right arm with the knife before retreating into his garage, followed by his friends and William Durham. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for the video. Lesson of today's video: don't do stupid shit for clout. You know the drill. Subscribe, turn on the bell, like the video if you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. I'm out. Peace.
Thank you, TaxFlex, for hopping on the video, but I quickly just want to thank you guys for all the support on the channel. We're literally almost at 70,000 subscribers. Like, I can't even process all of this growth. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you all. I know it's a pretty dark video, and, you know, it may not be the best timing, but I seriously just want to give you guys a massive thanks before we, you know, go ahead and end off this video and part ways for the rest of the day. But, yeah, I hope you all been doing well. I love you all so much, and, yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. It's gonna be insane, and, yeah, peace.